And welcome, beautiful people. This is Keck with Builderall, your information products, digital marketing, training, and support specialist. Congratulations, you've made it to another Monday. Welcome, and that's right, it is Motivation Monday, time to get our mindset straight for success in business and life. Let me just go ahead over to our Facebook page and refresh so I could pull up the chat here, chat with everybody. Oh, there we are. I'm there. Fantastic. This is the third time's a charm. It's my third time trying to go live this morning. Apologize for the delay. Apparently, Facebook wanted me to update all my stream settings. So had to do that on the fly. So, okay, I've got the chat pulled up now. So looks like we're streaming. Everything is good to go. So once again, welcome to Motivation Monday. I am Keck, your information products, digital marketing, training, and support specialist with Builderall. Thanks for joining me to get this Monday started right. All right, fantastic. Let's see. I'm just waiting for our friend here. Oh, there it goes. Oh, he almost tried to get a little air this morning. That was Mr. Rooster. RQ to rise and grind. Grab your cup of Joe or whatever it is that's going to make you go, and let's get a little Builderall training in. Hello, Mark from Atlanta. Grand rising to you, my friend Trevor. Welcome. All right, today we are going to talk about the tools and coming alive. So I'm going to go ahead and share screen here. All right, so we got this one. Click and click. All right, let me see here. Share screen. Yes. Okay. And which one do I want to share? Let's share this one here. Excellent. Okay. All right. Welcome, welcome. All right. So we should be sharing the screen now. Let me just let the other one roll over here so I can make sure that's happening. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and share this screen with you here, drag it over into our view. There we go. So today we're going to talk about 9 ideas, 9 tools, okay, that come out of these 2 books by Barry Michaels and Phil Stutz. The first book was called The Tools, 5 Life-Changing Techniques to Unlock Your Potential. And actually, we did a little book review of this, if you remember, a couple months ago. The next book in their series for Barry and Phil is Coming Alive, 4 Tools to Defeat Your Inner Enemy, Ignite Creative Expression, and Unleash Your Soul's Potential. Okay, so we're going to look at just a review of just only the tools. I couldn't really get into the tools and do a whole book review on this one because it'd be just too long. So I'm just going to talk about these tools. Good morning, Kurt. Welcome, buddy. So here we go. Going to get into these tools and start with a little quote from the book here. Says, most people suspect they could live a completely different life from the one they're living right now. In this other life, their days are joyful. They're more confident. They take more risks. The things they do feel more meaningful. It's as if this alternate existence, they've plugged into a different kind of energy, an energy that makes anything seem possible. What they suspect is true. The energy is real and it has power to change lives. We call it the life force. It's the great prize of the universe, immortal, unstoppable, endlessly creative. Think of this book as a can opener for your soul. It will give you the tools you need to access the life force and defeat your inner enemy. Only then will you discover what you're truly capable of and come alive in a way you never have been before. Let's see. I think I'm sharing my screen here. Mark is asking if I'm sharing my screen. Let's see if somebody could just tell me if you're seeing I'm sharing a Google Doc. Try to catch up on the stream here. Okay. Are you guys seeing the screen? I'm just going to lower it here for a second. If one of you could chime in and say yes or no, because Mark's not getting it. Just want to make sure. Nope, Mark doesn't see it. Anybody else not see it? All right, let me see what's going on this. Checking those books out. Cool. No. All right, thanks. Let me stop screen share. The whole streaming thing's giving me some problem today for some reason. Let me go check this out. All right, let me go back to screen share and share, clickety click. Okay, my bad. All right, so now let me find what I'm trying to show you guys. Okay, so hopefully now you'll be seeing it. As soon as you see it, please say yes, I see it in the chat, so we know. Hey, good morning, Sharon. Welcome, friend. Oh yeah, I see it going now. Okay, you guys are seeing it now. A little technical difficulty for a Monday morning, but that's all right. Sometimes you feel like you get a little beat up, punched in the face, and you just have to laugh at it. You know what I mean? You just laugh at it. Okay, so you heard the quote, and here we go. What are the tools? So the tools are practices, simple techniques that bridge the gap between insight and action. Using them over time enables you to fulfill your potential. You use a tool whenever you find yourself stuck. If you use it every time you're stuck, you unlock your potential. Tools help you cross the threshold and become the person you sensed you could be. So so it's one thing to conceptually understand something. That insight is wonderful, but of course, that distinction is useless unless we put it into action. When? The moment we're facing a challenge. And the next time we face it, and the time after that, the tools are designed to be used every single time we need them. So here's a quick look at the 5 tools from the first book, and then the 4 from the new one. So let me scroll up. These are what the books look like since I wasn't sharing then. So like I say, The Tools was the first book. Coming Alive is the follow-up. The Tools has 5 techniques, or they call the 5 tools, and then in Coming Alive they've added another 4. So that is what we're that's right, the diabolic laugh track. That's what we're talking about here. Okay, so we should be up to speed with that, and let's just go and get right into these tools. So the first one is the reversal of desire. Bring it on. I've probably talked about this tool more than any other idea in all of the notes. Short story, your infinite potential exists just on the other side of your comfort zone. Exiting your comfort zone feels, by definition, uncomfortable. Therefore, if we want to tap into our infinite potential, we must get really comfy being really uncomfy. Hence, we need to reverse our desire. How? Every time we feel fear bubble up, we say to ourselves, bring it on. Pain sets me free. I love pain. This is kind of like a reframing, okay? Reversal of desire. So we talked about a couple of Mondays ago about the 4 things you need to know about your brain. And one of them is your brain loves what is comfortable, okay? So it is through practice and discipline that we have to embrace the uncomfortable, right? Or in that 4 things about your brain, it was familiar was the word I used there. So the brain loves what is familiar, same thing as comfortable. So we've got to push out of that, push out of our comfort zone and make those things that are uncomfy or unfamiliar familiar to us. And then we will be in charge. So reversal of desire. I love this. That's a great one. Okay, tool number 2 is active love. Okay. You know those times when you're caught in a mental loop on all the things that are annoying you about a certain person. Yeah, me too. That happens to me. Bill and Barry call that being stuck in, quote, the maze. How do you get out? Use the active love tool. How? In short, quit ruminating about all the negative stuff. Drop from your head to your heart and beam that person love. That's right. Beam me up, Scotty. Well, close. This idea of active love or beaming somebody love is so powerful. It sounds corny and cheesy until you try it. So active love. Another way I describe this is the practice of projecting love. Okay. So how do you beam love to a person? You just hold that person, and all their annoyance in your mind, right? And you just say, I love you. Right? You just project this love on them. I love you. Just send love out, beam it out, however it works for you, to that person. and just realize that we're all humans. We all do things that are annoying, and just beam that love out and let that rumination, that maze, that loop in your mind where you're just going over and over. And often, what we're ruminating on is mostly just made up anyway. We have very little knowledge usually of what we're annoyed by, and we have a story all, figured out about this person. But in reality, it's just our story, okay? So try to replace that rumination with projecting or beaming love at that person. Awesome tool. All right, this next tool, number 3, is inner authority. Okay, you ever feel afraid of social situations? Me too. The tool, bring to mind a version of you that captures the parts of you that you are most ashamed of. Okay, this one seems counterintuitive also, but stick with me. For me, it's a timid, skinny, little adolescent version of me with braces. Now, rather than try to make that version of us go away, we proudly bring him or her to the party, give them a high five, and communicate with an inner sense of authority. Okay, this is great. So you feel afraid in social situations, awkward, whatever your uneasiness is, think back. Okay, this is great how they say it. Think back to the parts of you that you're most ashamed of. Okay, he goes back in the book to when he was a skinny adolescent with braces, right? But it doesn't have to be in the past. It can be something about you right now, maybe that you're most ashamed of, that keeps you from, maybe being social in those social, or getting out in those social situations. So rather than trying to suppress that part of you, okay, embrace it, invite it to the party. Take that adolescent, skinny 13-year-old boy in braces, give him a high five, bring him to the party, say, hey, buddy, you're part of me. I don't need to hide you in the closet. You're coming with me to the party, bro. Okay. So that's the inner authority. Take that part of you that you feel somehow ashamed of, that holds you back in social situations, and just, embrace, give it a high five, bring it along with you. Okay. So, hey, Voiko, welcome, buddy. Okay, number 4 is going to be grateful flow. Ever feel overwhelmed or depressed, or otherwise just icky? Me too. Common to humanity. When that cloud of not so awesome rolls into our lives, we want to bust through it by focusing on all that is awesome right now. That's grateful flow. It's impossible to be simultaneously super funky and super grateful at the same time. Test it out. You'll find this is true. So grateful flow. When do you use this? When you're feeling overwhelmed, depressed, or like always says it, otherwise just icky. So when you're feeling there, what you need to do is bring this grateful flow on. Okay. So you've got to focus on, it's all about our focus, right? You can focus on the things that you're overwhelmed or depressed about, again, like the last one, and just ruminate and get in that maze over and over and over. Or you can get into the grateful flow where you say, wait a minute, what's going on right now that is awesome? What is awesome right now in my life? Okay. Take a second, ask yourself that, just start answering those questions and get into that grateful flow. Because when you're in that grateful flow, you cannot be in this super funky flow, which is described as overwhelmed, depressed, or otherwise icky. Okay, so get in the flow, my friends. Be grateful. It is the secret sauce. Okay, next, number 5. This is the 5th and final idea from the first book, The Tools, and it is Jeopardy. You ever waste time and forget that life is incredibly precious? Me too. The tool for this, play that final Jeopardy countdown music in your head. Know that this countdown is going on right now in your life, so be your best self now. I love that. You feel like you're in this, time of just kind of wasting time and letting life just get away from you. Play that little and just let yourself be reminded that, your life is precious. It's happening right now. I remember once when I was in college. Now, this is like, oh my gosh, 30 plus years ago. Am I that old? I guess so. Anyway, I remember sitting on the floor of my apartment in college and just thinking, I was just stuck on this thing of, waiting for my life to go, waiting for my life to start. Oh, as soon as I'm done with college, I'll start blah, 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 all that stuff. It's just, the waiting is horrible because your life is right now. And there comes a time where you have to realize that and stop waiting for your life to have it all together down the road. It's all together now, my friends. Live it. Be your best self right now. Okay, so the 4 new tools, okay, from the next book in the series, just to give you a reminder here, Coming Alive. So now we're going to look at these 4 tools designed to defeat your inner enemy, okay? So this is the continuation here, okay? And that inner enemy is that, here's how he says it, each deals with a different part of the way that part X whispers, that something inside you that whispers impossible to us, or you can't do it, right? Of course, each tool has its own chapter in the book, so I'm just giving you a little overview here. But this is what these 4 tools are designed to do. When that part of you inside, or let's not even say it's not even part of you, it's just something in you, an idea or thoughts drop on you that say, you can't do this. This is out of your league, man. This is impossible, okay? That's what these 4 tools are for, to combat that inner enemy. So the first one is the black sun. The black sun. You ever give in to impulses? Of course. What's your favorite kryptonite? The thing you do that you just know is not great for you. Barry walks us through a case study of a guy who lost his temper and gambled, who was married to a woman who liked to overeat. They had a daughter who obsessively shopped and a son who played too many video games. Covers the whole gamut, right? The tool helps us embrace the emptiness that comes from not following every impulse, transmuting that into a sense of inner fullness that radiates out to the world. Powerful stuff. So this one is kind of difficult to grab a hold of, but it's much like the other one as far as reframing what's going on, reframing how you think about that person and instead project love, reframing your icky feelings and instead get into that grateful flow. Same kind of idea here. So he lays out this idea in the book of this family that they all have these problems with behaviors they know are not good for them, whether they be compulsive or otherwise. But the idea with this tool, this black sun, is try to embrace the emptiness. Again, reframing. So you feel this emptiness is which is the thing that forces you to move out into those things that are destructive for us, right? Those compulsive behaviors, because we feel empty and we think this thing is going to fill me up. It's going to fix that emptiness in me. Well, I got news for you, and you know it to be true in your own life. It doesn't solve the emptiness. The emptiness still remains after these things fill that space. So what you want to do is you want to reframe that and embrace the emptiness, okay, that comes from not following those destructive impulses. Embrace that, kind of like we embraced our young adolescent, skinny guy with the braces, and we embraced it. We're going to embrace this emptiness, okay? And when we do that, when we can recognize it and say, this emptiness in me is calling for something destructive. But instead of indulge that destruction, when we can say, okay, I recognize this emptiness in me, okay, but instead of indulge the destruction, I am going to transmute that or reframe that emptiness into a sense of inner fullness. And I can do that because I know I am exercising a high level of power when I do this, okay? And it is powerful stuff. So think about this, the black sun, okay? Embrace the emptiness that comes from not following any impulse and change it around into a sense of inner fullness and realize this is powerful stuff. Okay, the second one from the second book is the vortex. This tool helps us with a sense of lethargy. Basic idea, your physical energy can be optimized via our fundamentals. And the fundamentals we're always talking about are eat, sleep, and move. Those are the essentials to health. You've got to eat good food, preferably real food. If you just eat real food, then that will be good food. And then you've got to move, get off your butt. Don't spend your whole life sitting in front of the computer. You got to get up and move. And then sleep is the essential ingredient to health. Get good night's sleep. If you're not getting good night's sleep, make that a priority and it will change your life, because sleep is when the magic happens. It's when the body repairs and the mind resets and all that stuff. So Sorry, I got off on a tangent here. Okay. So this tool is to help us with a sense of lethargy. The basic idea is your physical energy can be optimized via those fundamentals, but it's still finite. Okay. Our energy is still finite, even when we're optimized. So in those moments of fatigue, when you feel like you don't have the energy to do what needs to get done, know that you have access to a huge storehouse of energy. Enter the vortex. Okay. So this vortex is just this idea that you have access to this vortex of energy. And when you're feeling depleted and you can't move on, you just think to yourself, no, 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 I have this vortex. Okay. You have to carry this knowing with you that you have access to a storehouse of energy deep within yourself. Okay. And then number 3 from the second book is the mother. So this tool, the mother, is to help us deal with the pain of being let down by the outside world. A sense of disillusionment and demoralization that occurs when our false hopes are shattered. We replace those false hopes. With something outside of ourselves that can bring us happiness with true hope. The quote, knowing that we have what we need within to create a life of sustainable meaning and happiness, independent of what's going on out in the world. An unshakable faith in your potential. That's what this tool is for. Okay. So I love the name of it too, the mother. Okay. When you think about it, who in the world, out of all the humans in the world, who is it that tells you, hey, you can do this? I believe in you. Who has an unshakable faith in your potential? It's probably your mother, right? So I like the name of this one here. So, but that's what we need to do. We need to have this knowing, okay? When we have false hopes, goals, dreams that we're going after, and they get shattered, and then we fall into this sense of disillusionment or we're demoralized, right? We need to replace those false hopes, right, that we had everything hanging on, with true hope. The true hope comes from this knowing, okay? Know that what you need is within yourself, okay? Independent of what's going on in the world, you have to have an unshakable faith in your potential, just like your mom would, right? That's what this tool is for. Okay, and number 4, the last tool in the second book is the Tower. This tool brings us to the archetypal power of the father. It helps us deal with the pain of feeling hurt or wronged by somebody, shifting us from a place of being a victim to being a powerful creator. The key here, we want to get really good at moving from death to rebirth as quickly as possible. Easier said than done. Enter the Tower. So I like it. The last one, the mother, the second one is kind of based on the father here, called the Tower. You think of the patriarchal figure of a father being the tower and the pillar of the family, the home, the community, that kind of thing. That's what we're ginning up here in our minds. So, and it's great because really what we're doing is shifting from a place of being a victim to a place of being a creator. And when it says here, the key is we want to get really good at moving from death to rebirth as quickly as possible. So, life is this process of a coming and a going, a coming and a going. That is how life works. And this is just another way to understand that in the process of death and rebirth. Death and rebirth. It's a continual process. And when we get to the point where we have to let those things in our life die, we just need to understand that's part of the process of life. Let it die, and let it die quickly so you can be born again into what is next, into your true power, and do it quickly. All right, so there it is. Let me back up here and just give you a quick overview of these 9 tools. Again, 5 from the first book, Named the Tools, and 4 from their follow-up, Coming Alive. Great books by Barry Michaels and Phil Stutz. So the first one is The Reversal of Desire, right? It says, bring it on. Pain sets me free. I love the pain. Some reframing there. Active love, right? Beam or project love to people rather than get in an argument with them in your head and be annoyed by them. Inner authority, okay? Remember, bring that that young adolescent, the part of you that you might be most ashamed of. Bring that person to the party. Give them a high five. Say, you're part of me. You deserve to be here just as much as any other part of me. Grateful flow. You can't be in a super funky, icky flow and a grateful flow at the same time. You get to choose. Choose the grateful flow. And then hear that Jeopardy music every now and then in your head to make you remember that your life is now. Your life is right now. Be your best self now. And then the 4 follow-up tools from the new book, The Black Sun. Again, reframing, embrace the emptiness that comes with not following every impulse, right? And understand that is true power. The vortex, just remember you have a storehouse of energy inside yourself that when you need it, you can call on it. And remember, the mother believes in you, believes in an unshakable faith in your potential. You need to have that faith also. And the tower, likewise, the archetypical of the father is just to move on, let it die when it's dead, and be reborn, and do it quickly. So let's see here. Let me stop my share screen and just catch up with you guys a little bit in the chat here. All right, let me get rid of this. Oh, there I am. Okay, so I'm back with you guys now. Let me just check on the chat. Sorry, a little confusion today. I had to reset all my stream destinations for some reason. So it put me just a little late here. All right, welcome. Hey, James, welcome. Glad to see you out there. Kurt, yes, Zoom has been a little squirrely. Okay, good. Trevor found the books already. Good deal. Yes, Trevor says, be your best self now. Absolutely. Voiko says, get 15 minutes of silence, solitude, and stillness to do what Keck says. Yeah, that silence is so important. Oh my gosh. Good call, Voiko. Nice reviews, great information. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, friends. Well, that looks like everything in the chat. So if you're chatting on a different platform, I apologize. I'll be able to catch up with you after I end this stream. So happy Monday, everybody. Again, congratulations. We've made it. Super exciting. I hope you've got your mindset kind of recalibrated towards success in business and life this morning. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, which will be Tuesday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we'll come at you with some Builderall training then. So until then, let's build it with Builderall. Ciao for now, friends. I'll see you in the morning tomorrow. Bye-bye.